Akroma TV so na wasugo so a wuntie no na ibora nsimnima na Vice President Dr. Bawumia the campaign na oye ishisha delegates various regions to okopim ewe just Obuasi West Dr. Bawumia apakopia senior biye pa na edom FNC edom edi Dr. Bawumia chino esewani ense okachire enye ese edom keke mpanyifo kukuda makasa the Patriotic Party communication team dodo na kan ho ene ko sansona chairman ntumi akasa so di nim eden so ne ko ye Obuasi we so campaign man ye support kesia ye de ma Dr. Bawumia de sewani so ka tene de say small girl be de say proverbs akesia amensema akesia say all the two da efa Dr. Bawumia ho he is the chosen one say na we see buama digitalization e ko so man ga ni na no abai wa ya na say small girl ready to two da ma do say na e ho ma kasa obia ejibo Dr. Bawumia so no so sem apa abonti amede ebona Dr. Bawumia eboni sim so yes nyame bi egba ni mo no so sem apa abonti tie ko tie nsem ana se ko hwe video ni nsem a small girl edi kan let say nsem ni mo ano so no good evening program Paul Adam watch and so the send to two so you expose I can say nsem mo ano so bete no so we dey say odu na be bon so tie ko hwe video no senya small girl edi nsem so etutu da.
Vice President, you have been amazingly impactful for the country. Your technological advancements have mobilized the economy and improved revenue usage. Mr. Digital Transformation in the Netherlands, as a Vice President, innovation such as digital address system, Ghana card, the platform have helped us to access easy public services. In times of adversity, you inspire hope, compassion, and empathy to help us all to cope. Ejapa, Chutu, and a papa, you are secure and a partner of virtue. You serve as a bridge between Christianity and Islamic religion. Mr. Vice President, your legacy of service shall forever be in our hearts and mind. Long live our Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. Long live our President's constituency. Long live Ghana. Thank you.
See, and I have to be clear about that. We can't say whether the tape that was released or leaked is conversations of policemen, but it's purported to be that. It's said to be about COPs, that is commissioners of police. This is the highest rank in the police service all over the world, including Ghana. It's said that COPs were having a conversation about the IGP, who is also a COP, but he's their boss. And they were talking about how the IGP is biased politically, something like that. And that the IGP ought to be removed in favor of one of their colleagues. It's not clear whether the colleague they refer to was seen or not, because you hear voices. You can clearly hear three people. One, the key narrator, two, the endorser, and three being somebody that is sort of interrogating the information. And that person purportedly is not a policeman, but is a politician with most likely the MPP. So these policemen are alleging to him, the MPP man, that the IGP is an NDC guy, therefore IGP needs to be removed. And they are promising him as well that if the IGP is removed, they will be able to secure victory for the MPP if this IGP is removed. That the IGP is an impediment to an MPP victory because the IGP is NDC. Somewhere in the conversation, Good Evening Ghana comes up and they mention my name. Well, they didn't say that I'm part of the plot. They just said that recently, to corroborate their story that the IGP is a member of an IGP sympathetic to the NDC, to corroborate that story, they told the person who was listening that recently, we here on Good Evening Ghana had conducted an analysis of who was going to be John Mohammed's running mate. And that in fact, we had included the IGP and COP Kofi Boakye, my good friend, whom I saw this weekend. I was with him somewhere this weekend. That we had included Dr. Dampare and COP Kofi Boakye. They were using this to corroborate their point that Dr. Dampare and COP Kofi Boakye are members of the NDC. So we'll play the tape to you now and we will explain the context of suggesting that IGP could be NDC's running mate. In fact, as a matter of record, we have also suggested the IGP to be MPP's running mate. We have done that. It's a matter of record, so anybody can check that. But we'll go into the details of this tape and understand the first remark that people have made is to condemn the tape and to condemn the action. We will go beyond that and look at the allegations that are being trumped up, if you like, in the conversation and see where the police service in Ghana stands. Because we may be able to sack the people who are talking and all of that. But is that a reflection of the mindset of some of our police people? In America, the Joint Chief of Staffs, they are known, their political affiliation is known. General Colin Powell is Republican, is known. He's a general, is Republican, is known. Another general is Democrat, is known. General Petraeus is Republican, is known. Okay, so we will have to have that conversation, whether the police COP indicating that they are MPP and another COP, the IGP is NDC, whether it's good for Ghana, whether it's the reality, or whether it's terribly bad. Let's start with the tape. We have two versions, the long one and the short one. Here's the long one. The long one we're going to play is yet edited out of the one that is making the rounds. We edited it for relevance. So this is the long one. Here it is.
This man is not a lawyer. He has no fair idea of the law. He has never been on the field. It was NDC that was promoting him day in, day out. When Master was assistant superintendent of police, he was a sergeant. You are what? Sergeant. Sergeant.
I told her that he didn't believe.
Sergeant. Then NDC brought you this far. Now, what he's bragging about is the fact that he will be IGP till 2030. Because your mama has promised him if he should win, may God forbid anything, if he should win, he will maintain him as IGP. And he again.
Who was there to hear this?
Oh, it is true. Wait, a meeting was held, of which he was a party to that meeting, and where he was even NDC meeting headed by your mama. And this thing is not coming from you. You can Google, you see.
I know that.
You can go to Ghana Web. Yes, the number of
you go what?
Ghana. Go to Ghana Web. Let your boys do it for you. You see it. Łatorms. It is one of his recent episodes. This was the topic. This was the subject matter. This was what was discussed.
And that our MPP.
So you mentioned his name publicly. Łatorms.
Possible vice presidential candidates. Includes Obuasi, includes Dampare.
What will be his right? Yes, if he should win. But all these things Dampare is doing.
But are you saying that President Nanado doesn't hear this?
Who will tell you?
So you heard it. So this is just part of the tape. So they are making an allegation against their boss, which they shouldn't, as COPs, publicly in a forum like that. They really shouldn't. But yes, they are. And they are making the allegation that their boss, Dr. Dampare, is NDC and he was in some meeting. We don't know about that. We can't vouch for that. But then they say that we did something here. Let's hear that part again. The second part. Let's hear it again.
Łatorms. It is one of his recent episodes. This was the topic. This was the subject matter. This was what was discussed.
And that our MPP.
So you mentioned his name publicly. Łatorms.
Possible vice presidential candidates. Includes Obuasi, includes Dampare.
What will be his right? Yes, if he should win. But all these things Dampare is doing.
But are you saying that President Nanado doesn't hear this?
Who will tell you?
Did you hear that? Okay, they should play it again. Play it one more time. It's only 43 seconds. Let's listen to it again as I make my final notes. Let's hear it again.
Łatorms. It is one of his recent episodes. This was the topic. This was the subject matter. This was what was discussed.
And that our MPP.
So you mentioned his name publicly, Paul, as much as what about
possible vice presidential candidates? Bruce Obuasi, Bruce Dampare.
What will be his wife?
Yes, if he should win. But all this thing Dampare is doing.
But are you saying that President Nanado doesn't hear this?
Who will tell you?
All right, so that's what they said. They said the program here had so they are making allegations that Dr. Dampare was with John Mahama or something like that. It's entirely possible that they are trying to.
I know any sema also what the but now comment section one also for chewa do sema what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say military say Paul Adomotri so excuse akese also the Bible na nyabram so metumi akenkan e de amawa ha e apromative so me America say we e bro medin e de obin game section mahram